Mechanism Monday, agendas. During last week's episode on leadership, I touched on something that seemed to set my emails and text on fire. And that was the concept of people in your circle who may have a different agenda than you do. And while agendas can be wide ranging and benign, even when they don't completely match yours, the questions I got asked were all about the worst case scenario, aka someone whose actions are not only opposite to your agenda, but downright destructive to everything you're attempting to build. Now, I want to stress early that people can and do make these decisions that affect your agenda based on any number of things, and situations vary. But to stick with the examples I was given, when people on your team or in your circle start making decisions based on bad information, overall change of heart, or even just a whim, you've got three choices. You can A, debate the merits of their decision, try to correct the misinformation, clarify your point of view, and argue in an attempt to convince them that the road they're trying to take is not only to their detriment, but to yours as well. You can B, look to return the energy, adopt a take no prisoners mentality, and look to inflict more, if not as much damage as they're doing to you, until they're in a worse position than the one they're leaving you or forcing you into, in retaliation for their moves and as a warning to anyone who try you after. Or C, you can assess your losses, repair and avoid any further damage, and look forward to the next move that makes you profitable. And while I've been guilty of all of the above in some way, shape, or form, let me tell you why I've begun to start and end with C. There's a philosophy I've developed as I've gotten into this business, and that is when the results are the same, the why becomes irrelevant. Now, don't get me wrong. The difference between disaster and a difference of opinion can be as simple as a convo that provides clarity both sides are open to receiving. But if that convo is only happening one way, and if only half of the participants are actually out for understanding, anything moving forward becomes an exercise of futility and an overall waste of breath. And that's when you need to stop focusing on the why this is happening, start accepting that this is happening, and protect yourself from what may happen next. And doing so may actually lead to the conversation needed to get back on the same page, or may end up being a form of retaliation as you remove what you brought to the table to safeguard your own self-interest. But continuing to question the why behind the action that's hurting you does nothing to stop the action or help you move past it. Bottom line, learn to treat and react to bad news the same way you do a bullet wound. Because God forbid, if you ever got shot, the last thing you want is your doctor trying to figure out why it happened before he helps you. Tell me I'm lying.